Hi, my dear students, how are you? Today's lesson is about comparisons. I think it isn't new. I have explained it before, and it's very easy lesson. Let's start making comparison. Comparatives are used to compare two things or two people. Okay, two things, two animals, two persons. Anyway, so comparative means compare to. Okay? Superlative adjectives are used to compare more than two things or two persons or two animals and so on, or two objects. Here, adjective, slow. Comparative, as we said before, when we in comparative we add er at the end of the adjective. Example, when I say slow, slower. Cute here ends with e, okay, so we add r only, it will be cuter. Fast, we add er, it will be faster. Happy here ends in y, drop y, add ier, so it will be happier. Happy, happier. Lazy, lazier, and so on. Okay, so comparative, we add er to the adjective if the adjective is short. Okay, like young, younger, old, older, short, shorter, tall, taller, and so on. And then we add then. Example, when I say a horse is faster than a donkey, and so on. Here, look at this example. When I say a turtle is slower than a lizard. Why here we said the slower? Because here we have than. If you see than in the sentence, so this means it's a comparative. We add er to the adjective. So a turtle is slower than a lizard. Example number 2, a snail is. Here, this is comparative. Let's move to superlative. What about superlative? Superlative, as we said, used to compare more than two people, to things, to objects, to animals, and so on. Okay? So we compare one and a group. What do we do in superlative? Superlative, we use the, then short adjective, then est. So comparative, we add only er. Superlative, we add est. Okay? Example, slow, slowest. Cute here ends in e, so add only st. Cute, cutest. Here, fast, fastest. Happy, drop y, as we said before, and then add est. So instead of y, use iest. Happy, happiest. Lazy, laziest, and so on. Look at the example. When I say a snail is the slowest of the three, here we said the three, so more than two, so superlative. Let's answer. Circle the correct form of the adjective to complete each sentence. So we are going to choose the correct adjective. Okay, only? No. Write C if the adjective is a comparative form. So C for comparative, and write S if the adjective is a superlative form. So C for comparative and the S for superlative. C for comparative when I compare it in two, or if we have than. S and S for superlative when we compare more than two, and if we have the, so the adjective, short adjective plus est. Let's start. Number 1, Jana is tall, taller than her sister Sasha. Here we have than, and we compare two, Jana and Sasha, so it's comparative. So here taller, and write down here C, comparative. Number 2, my My little sister is the cutest, cuter baby in the whole world. Here we have the, so it's a superlative. So the correct answer is cutest, and it's superlative. Why superlative? We have the. So if you see the, use adjective plus er. If you see the, use adjective plus est. Okay? Number 3. Kelly insisted that ghost stories are scarier to read than biographies. So here we have than. So it's comparative. Yes. So write down here C and use scarier with er. Why er? Because it's comparative and we have than. Number 4. That is the funniest joke I have ever heard. Here we have the word the. So it's superlative, funniest. So the correct answer is funniest, est, because we have the, and it's an s because it's superlative. Number 5 and 6. Matt is faster runner than Salim. Here we have than, so it's yes, comparative. Yes, excellent. So we are going to write down C and we are going to use faster, er than. But Joan is faster runner of the 3 boys. 3. So we compare, yes, more than 2 here. So, and also we have the, so we use adjective plus est, the fastest. So er than and the plus est is the fastest, and write down superlative. Understood? I hope so. The next page, lesson 26, more and most. In comparative and superlative, we talked about short adjectives. We add er or est. So, Mr. What about long adjectives? Long adjectives like interesting, important, exciting, frightening, and so on. What can we do? Can we add er or est? No, it's long, so we can't add any letter to them. So what do we do? In comparative, with long adjectives, use more to compare to persons, to places, to things, and so on. So we use more in comparative. More than. Example, when I say the ant is more interesting than the grasshopper. So here, more interesting than. Don't say interestinger, wrong. So more interesting than. Okay? What about superlative? In superlative we use most. Use most to compare 3 or more. Example, the ant is the most interesting of all insects. So here I compare between an ant and all the other insects. So it's superlative, we use the plus most. The most. Okay? Yes. Let's answer the question. Rewrite each sentence adding either more or most to the adjective in parentheses. So here we have long adjectives like important, plentiful, difficult, and so on. In long adjective, as we said, if it is comparative, we have than, we use more. If it is superlative or we have the, we use most. Number 1. The big things I learned to do when I moved to Florida were to always wear shoes, to always shake out my shoes, and to watch my step when walking. Use the adjective important. Here we have the. So it will be more or most. Yes, excellent guy. It's most. The most the most important. The most important. So number one, most important. We have the. Number two, spiders are space in Florida than in New York. Here we have than, so it's a comparative. So use, yes, more. More plentiful, okay? Spiders are more plentiful in Florida than in New York. More plentiful. Number three, I think the space part about moving is making new friends. Use the word difficult. Here we have the, so it will be, yes, the most difficult. The most difficult. Number four, I think running road races is better than looking for bags. Satisfying. Use the adjective satisfying. Satisfying, long adjective, and we have than, so we are going to use more. So it will be more satisfying than. Number five, what is the space insect to be found in the area where you live? Common. Common, also long adjective, and here we have the, so the most. The most plus long adjective, it will be what is the most common insect to be found in the area where you live. Okay, so to sum up, short adjective in comparative we use short adjective plus er. Long adjective we use long adjective more, long adjective plus than. Okay, in superlative, short adjective we use short adjective plus est. Long adjective we use most. So the most plus long adjective. The last page, comparing with good and bad. As you said before, we have some irregular adjectives like good and bad. We can't, they are short, yes, but we can't add er or est to them. So good will be in comparative better or better than. Superlative, it will be the best. Bad, don't say better, no, it's worse than the worst in superlative. So good, better, okay, best. Bad, worse, worst. Going out of school early is good. Weekends are better. Yes, excellent. Why better? Because here we are comparing between weekends and getting out, okay, getting out of school early. So here, instead of good, it will be better. Summer break is best. Here's superlative. Let's answer the question. Complete the sentence by writing the correct form of the adjective shown in parentheses. Number one, the space news I heard was that 120 amphibian species are now extinct. Here's the adjective bad. Bad, either worse than or the worst. So here we have that, so it will be the worst. The worst news. The worst news. Number two, David was happy that his second paper was space than his first. Good. So good, comparative will be better, superlative will be best. Here we have than, so it better than, better than. Number three, what is the space book you have ever read? Good. Good, also it will be either better or best. The, so it will be the best book. The best book. What is the best book you have ever read? Number four, I like the first book. Okay, then the second. Here we have than, so it's a comparative. So good will be better than, better than. Number five and the last one, the space part of our museum trip was the ride home. Bad. Here we have that, so it will be the worst. The worst. Okay. Here we have finished answering and explaining the grammar lesson for today. It's not new, it's revision. I hope you understood the lesson, and I'm showing you the correct answer in order to write them again. Here, as we said again, number 1, taller, as we said, it's comparison. Number 2, cutest, an S goes the superlative. Number 3, scarier, comparative, C. Number 4, funniest, an S. Number 5, math is faster, so it's a comparative. Number 6, fastest, it's a superlative. Okay, the next page. Number 1 here, it will be the most important, the most important. Number 2, more plentiful, more plentiful. Number 3, the most difficult, the most difficult. Number 4, more satisfying, more satisfying. Number 5, the most common, the most common. The last one, number 1, the worst. Number 2, better than. Number 3, the best. Number 4, better. Number 5, worst. Thank you for listening and goodbye.